Funny little video, huh? Those are the Veggie Tales, if you don't already know them. They put on shows about God, and they use vegetables to do it. And they always have a funny little song that they throw in there. The pirates that don't do anything. It's pretty catchy, pretty funny. Now, we've been talking in recent weeks about the Easter story and about the disciples, who we now call apostles. I never understood the difference when I was growing up. Disciples, apostles, but there is a difference. The disciples were students. Jesus was teaching them. When they turned into apostles, it was when they decided to take that message and deliver it to other people. They turned from students into teachers. And that's why we call them apostles. So important. But what if they had never made that leap? What if they had never taken that step to become apostles? What if they just had stayed disciples, kept that message from Jesus to themselves? Might have gone something like, man, it's been a really hard year. Yeah, it's been super hard. I miss Jesus. Yeah, I miss Jesus too. But it was really amazing that we got to meet him and learn all those things from him. Yeah, totally life-changing. But what do you think we should do now? I don't know. Do you want to go fishing? Yeah, let's go fishing. Come on. What? That's not how it happened. Thankfully, that is not what happened. I'm glad that we're not singing a song about the disciples like, the disciples who don't do anything. They just stay at home and lie around. And if you ask them to do anything, they will tell you, we don't do anything. History would have been a lot different. Thankfully, they were told what to do. They were sent. They were launched out into the world, not as disciples, but as apostles. They had a mission. They had the knowledge. They had the experience, the passion, the dedication, the devotion, and they had the Holy Spirit. That's a big one. So they were meant to go out into the world on this big trip to tell everyone about God through the life story of Jesus, now the Christ. Now, what would you do? What would you pack? Would you have your backpack, and you would take some money, and you would have your staff, maybe some glasses. Yes, lots of stuff, right? But in Luke chapter 9, verse 3, we hear Jesus talking to the disciples about going out into the world. Take nothing for your journey. No staff, no bag, no bread, no money, no extra tunic, nothing extra. So they carried this forward as they now knew they had to go out into the world just as themselves. No extras. They had to really rely on God, that they would be provided for. Could you do that? Do you do that? Do you rely on God to provide for you? Aside from your parents. Do you put yourself into God's care? This is a big leap of faith to trust that you will be loved and cared for and provided for. And the apostles, they showed this throughout their lives. Now, one thing to note, it's a little bit sad, that it didn't mean that the apostles were going to be physically safe on their journey. The messages that they were preaching were dangerous to the people in power. They didn't want this little rabble of Galilean men taking away the focus from them, taking away people's allegiance from them. So we know what happened to Jesus. He was killed because of his message, his speaking truth to power. And the apostles were the same. All of them, except for John, lost their lives because of that message that they had taken out there into the world. They gave their lives for God. Now, we don't expect you to give your physical life up to God, but we do have to make it a priority to live our lives for the plans that God has for us. It's tough work. Trusting God to provide for us. What if we didn't do any of that? What if we were the Christians who don't do anything? We just stay at home and lie around. And if you ask us to do anything, we will tell you we don't do anything. That would be a shame. So we do need to get up and go out and spread that love message of God to everyone that we meet. So take that step this week if you haven't already. Be well.